So the U.S. Open Cup returns this week, and we got a lot of good matches. There's a lot of good matches coming up. Tuesday evening, May 10th, and Wednesday evening, we're going to see basically MLS versus USL go at each other again. And I believe like one or two teams from other leagues. But basically, the premier teams is what we're mostly looking forward to is MLS versus USL, whether it's USL Championship Division, USL League One Division. It's largely MLS versus USL. And this tournament is more important for the USL. So you see with the MLS they have CONCACAF League Cup. And there's also the Leagues Cup versus Liga MX. You got the All-Star competition against Liga MX. You have FIFA Club World Cup for MLS. MLS has multiple tournaments, multiple opportunities to showcase its talent to the national stage, to the national American public. As for the USL doesn't have that much tournaments. They don't have that much cups to showcase their talent to the national landscape. Maybe sometime in the near future, USL Championship Division, maybe they could set up something with the Canadian League, set up some type of tournament with a Canadian football league, just so they can be able to showcase their brand on the national stage more often rather than just relying on the US Open Cup. You know how similar how the MLS and Liga MX has the the League Cup tournament restarting in 2023. Maybe USL Championship Division can start something with a Canadian league or a Caribbean league or a Central American league, just to showcase their talent on the national continental stage. Anyhow, there's two main things I'm really looking for this week as the US Open Cup returns. First, will the Pioneers step up? Which Pioneer is going to be the one to rejuvenate its career? Which Pioneer is going to be the one to resurrect its organization? Which Pioneer is going to be the one to bring more life to its organization? Because you see, you didn't do so in the CONCACAF tournament. Seattle stole the show. That's fine, Pioneers. You see, the good thing about traditional football in this country, the good thing about MLS and USL in this country is that you don't have to rely on one championship title to chase after. Because honestly, it's unrealistic for a new team to win a championship each year. Like one year you'll have Colorado win it, for example, and then another year you may have New England win it, then another year San Jose. That realistically, that doesn't happen. It's usually the teams that not only has money, but can properly manage their roster with the funds that they have. You see, NFL teams, they only have the Super Bowl to look forward to. They don't have any other championship title that they can win. See, NBA teams, they only have the NBA Finals. MLB, they only have the World Series. NHL, they only have the Stanley Cup. But you see with the MLS, you have the MLS Cup. You have the CONCACAF Champions League. Then you have the US Open Cup. Then you have the Leagues Cup. Those are 4 titles. There is literally no excuse for any MLS team not to win at least one title. You have 4 titles that you can win. And you have the opportunity to at least get 1 out of 4. Other American sports franchises can't say that. Other American sports franchises don't have that kind of opportunity, which is why I believe that the turnover rate, like the turnover rate in the MLS, it should be amongst MLS coaches and managers, it should be way more higher than NFL. Like NFL, they have their Black Monday. MLS, MLS should have something that's bigger than Black Monday, like the day after decision day. Coaches after coaches and managers after managers. Jobs should be open left and right the day after decision day, because you have 4 chances to win at least one title, and you can't get at least one. See, this is when the analytics come in. I'm talking analytics. You have 4 chances: MLS Cup, CONCACAF Champions League Cup, US Open Cup, Leagues Cup against Liga MX. 4 opportunities to win at least one title, and you can't get one? The day after decision day, there should be so many MLS general management and coaching positions available. Anyhow, that's gonna be another monologue for another time. Which pioneer is going to use the US Open Cup to resurrect its image? Because every MLS pioneer except LA Galaxy, their organizations are on life support. New England, you're on life support. DC United, you're on life support. New York Red Bulls, you're on life support. Kansas City, Dallas, Colorado, San Jose, all of y'all are on life support. And speaking of San Jose, you're going against Seattle on Wednesday. What a great opportunity for you to not only beat the Continental Champion, but to go on and win it all. You beat Seattle on Wednesday, and then you go on to win the Cup overall. It's not going to be good enough for you to just beat Seattle and then you lose in the next round. Oh no, San Jose. You beat Seattle on Wednesday, and then you go on to win it all. That is how you are going to resurrect your organization, San Jose. That's how you're going to come back to life. DC United, New York Red Bulls, both of y'all are pioneers. Who's going to want it more? Who is going to want it more? You got the nation's capital against the media capital. The nation's capital versus the media capital of America. Who wants it more? Sporting KC versus Dallas, 2 pioneers, organizations on life support. FC Dallas, you're the founder of the US Open Cup to begin with. Your original owner, Lamar Hunt, he created this. Dallas, you should be the face of the US Open Cup, because your owner, Lamar Hunt, is the founder of this. New England versus Cincy. New England, I already said enough about you, New England. I don't need to say more about you. Colorado, you're a pioneer. I don't believe that you're the face. I don't believe it'll be beneficial for American soccer if you're the face of American soccer, but you're still a pioneer. Do better. Okay, the other games now. The other games looking forward to. On the USL side, Detroit versus Louisville. Now, I just want to remind the viewers who will be watching this game the right pronunciation of Louisville. It is not pronounced Louisville. The people in Kentucky pronounce it as Louisville. Loovul. Louisville. LOO-VUL. Louisville. That is how they say it. So Detroit versus Louisville. I think this is going to be very interesting, because I don't see the MLS expanding to 32 or 40 anytime soon. I think Detroit and Louisville will be will be part of the USL for a very long time. These two organizations, these two clubs are positioning themselves into being the face of the USL. Louisville got that state-of-the-art stadium. Detroit City has a great fan support, great fan base. Their stadium is not as fancy and state-of-the-art as Louisville, but the thing that separates Detroit from the rest of the USL, Detroit, they're modeling themselves after the Green Bay Packers. You see, the Green Bay Packers is largely owned by the city. They're largely owned by the people, the fans. Now, Detroit City is not primarily owned by the fans, but they are allowing the fans to invest in they are working with the local community in order to grow the team. They are not making business decisions and moves without consulting the small businesses in that area. They are growing with the city. As a matter of fact, they are helping to restore the city of Detroit, which is why it was a good thing that Don Garber rejected the Ford family's push to start an MLS team in that city. Did you know that Detroit could have had an MLS team instead of Cincinnati? Once upon a time, there was an ownership group that was being led by the Ford family, Dan Gilbert of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Tom Gores of the Detroit Pistons. Those three forces came together and they wanted to start an MLS team in Detroit. But because they were not willing to build a soccer-specific stadium, similar to how Nashville did, similar to how Austin did, the MLS did not award Detroit as an expansion city. Because the Ford family, Dan Gilbert, and Tom Gores did not want to build a soccer-specific stadium in Detroit. Is that the only reason? I don't know. But publicly, that was the stated reason. That's the belief publicly. And you know, I'm glad that happened. I'm so glad that because the Ford family did not want to build a soccer-specific stadium in Detroit, that the MLS went ahead with Cincinnati instead of Detroit. Because honestly, Detroit is supposed to be the one with the MLS city, not Cincy. But because Cincy was willing to build a soccer-specific stadium in their city instead of Detroit, the MLS went with Detroit. That was a good thing. Because the Ford family, we don't need the Ford family involved in American soccer. When it comes to the growth of soccer in America, we don't need every billionaire to be involved. We need leaders who are willing to build communities, willing to restore communities. Not leaders who are going to destroy communities. Not leaders who are going to contaminate communities. So it's a good thing that the Ford family was not allowed to start an MLS team in Detroit. Because Detroit City FC is the exact opposite of the Ford family. Detroit City FC is restoring the city of Detroit. Detroit City FC is rebuilding the city of Detroit. Detroit City FC is working with the community, not against the community. This is why it's a good thing that the Ford family was left out of MLS plans. And I hope it stays that way. Anyhow, the US Open Cup should be exciting. And it's really a good thing for the growth of American soccer. All of these games are going to be on ESPN+. So there's no excuse for anybody to miss it unless you got other obligations. You don't need internet connection. You don't need a TV provider. All you need to do is make sure you're in an area that has good signal so you can watch it on your phone. That's it.
Rolling a blunt on the highway. Oh, that I mentioned it's my strain. I ain't got time for the mind games. She giving me brain like a migraine. You can look, but you can't find me. Your new shit sound like a Benadryl. Yo, girl hit me like when we finna chill. She kinda annoying, I hit it still. They said I would fail, but I did it still. And now I'm caught up in the whirlwind. Go to sleep and wonder where the world went. If they on the path, then I encourage them. We just out here young and fucking flourishing. Never been